We're living through one of those moments in history that people are absolutely going to be talking about for generations. Artificial intelligence is here, it's happening, and the choices we make right now are going to define our world for a very long time. All right, let's get right into it. Seriously, it feels like we're in the middle of a modern day gold rush. Everybody is scrambling to stake their claim in the world of AI, and the speed, the scale of this whole thing, it's just staggering. The numbers alone tell a pretty wild story. So get this, a massive 78% of organizations are planning to seriously ramp up their spending on AI just in the next year. That's not a trickle of investment, that's a tidal wave. And it's not just about throwing money at the problem, it's about a total shift in thinking. 76% of leaders expect AI to completely transform their organizations, and not in 10 years, but within the next 3. We're talking about fundamental change, not just, some minor upgrades. And this isn't some far-off prediction either. It's happening right now. Over half, 52% of organizations say they are already moving fast on this stuff. The race has officially started, and believe me, nobody wants to get left in the dust. But, whenever you have this kind of incredible speed, you're bound to run into some conflict. And this AI gold rush is the classic story of promise meeting peril. The opportunities are just mind-blowing, but so are the dangers if we just rush in without a plan. It might sound like a line from a comic book, but it's never been more true. With great power comes great responsibility. To actually get the good stuff out of AI, we've got to navigate some seriously tricky challenges. And that's exactly why having a guide is so important. You can almost see two different paths stretching out in front of us. Down one path is the promise. More trust, lower costs, way better decisions. But the other path, well, that's where the perils are. We're talking about inaccuracies, those weird hallucinations where the AI just confidently makes stuff up, not to mention intellectual property issues and the really scary potential for bias. So that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? How do we tip this scale so we get all that promise and avoid the peril? How do we make sure we're building a better future and not just creating a whole new set of problems for ourselves? Well, the answer is you need a map, a plan. We need a really clear, robust roadmap for governance that's built to help us navigate all this complexity and build AI in a way we can all be proud of. And that map is basically a framework built on 6 core pillars. The best way to think about it is like an operating system for responsible innovation. It gives you that complete end-to-end picture of how to manage AI the right way.
All right, so let's actually break this down. We're going to walk through each of these 6 pillars because together they really do form the foundation for a future where AI is a genuine force for good.
Okay, pillar number 1, strategy. And this one's huge because AI can't be treated like some fun new toy or a side project. It has to be woven directly into the core mission of the company. What this really means is that the people in charge have to make sure every single AI project connects back to the main business plan. It's their job to watch the market, put the money where it matters most, and make sure the whole organization can pivot and adapt because this tech is evolving at a dizzying pace.
All right, pillar number 2 is risk. And it's basically the other side of the strategy coin. If strategy is all about the amazing things that could go right, risk is about seriously looking at what could go wrong. So you've got to define just how much risk you're willing to take on. You have to pinpoint all the unique dangers of AI, from the technical glitches like hallucinations to the much deeper ethical problems like bias. And here's the kicker. You also have to weigh the massive risk of doing nothing at all. Next up, pillar 3, governance. This one is all about the who and the how. It's the actual structure that makes oversight possible in the first place. So, who's actually in charge here? Is it the entire board? A special committee? You've got to figure that out. And you have to make sure those people actually have the expertise to ask the tough questions. Plus, there have to be crystal clear channels for communication between the people building the AI and the leaders watching over it. Pillar number 4, performance. It's that old saying, right? You can't manage what you don't measure. This pillar is all about answering one simple question. How do we know if any of this is actually working? This is where the rubber meets the road. You set clear goals, you create the metrics, the KPIs, to track your progress. You're constantly checking the return on investment, and, of course, making sure you're playing by the rules and complying with the law. It's all about making sure AI is delivering real, tangible value.
Okay, pillar 5 is talent. This is the human side of the whole equation, and honestly, it might just be the most critical piece of the puzzle.
I mean, it's a simple truth. A tool is only as good as the people using it. So leadership has to understand how this tech is going to affect their workforce, they need to invest in training their current teams, and they have to build a place where the top AI minds actually want to come and work.
And that brings us to our final pillar, number 6, culture and integrity. This one gets right to the heart and soul of an organization, what it values, what it stands for.
This is the bedrock for everything else. It's about making sure your company's values are baked right into the code of every single AI system. It means building a culture where trustworthy AI isn't just a buzzword, but a reality, with a clear code of conduct and ethical leadership that starts at the very top.
Okay, so we've gone through the 6 pillars, this whole roadmap, but let's just take a step back for a second. Why should you care about any of this if you're not sitting in one of those boardrooms?
Here's why. Because the decisions made in those rooms, they don't stay there. They ripple out and affect the apps on your phone, the news you read, the very society we all live in. Getting AI governance right isn't just a smart business move, it's something we all need. And that really leaves us with one last big question to think about. A roadmap is great, it can give you the directions, but it's still just a piece of paper. What is it that truly ensures we'll stay on the right path, especially when this technology is changing at lightning speed? Now that's the challenge ahead for all of us.